And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Transport Fever. Looking at my food here, it looks like we've got quite a bit of food, and we just don't have the capacity to move all that food. So I want to actually upgrade as many of these as I can. So let's look at replacements, and these are blue. So we are going to set them to blue, and we're going to try these MAN 19.304s because they can hold 16 versus the 11 that we're hauling now. And so we're going to try to replace these if we can. Now, the patch that we are now on has changed the behavior of replacing. We no longer need to worry about the cargo. So they're gonna, when you replace a train or a truck or anything like that, what happens is it actually empties the cargo first, upgrades, and then loads any cargo waiting. So bus services, all of that will upgrade automatically. So I want these to upgrade so we can start moving some more material downstream here, and that will help grow the system. Let's see what vehicles we have. This is Indcom Supply. It looks like we just have 2 left. Oh, there it is. He just replaced after unloading. So he's done. And what about this guy here? Let's follow this guy around. Hopefully we get to this station here. We've got the pretty nice buses. We got the Mercedes-Benz bus loading because it has higher capacity. Again, it's what we want. And this is a pretty snarled intersection right here. We should see if we can't upgrade this intersection without destroying too much. The construction not possible. This happens a lot when you have really bad. If I do that, can I then upgrade? No, I can't upgrade that one. So fortunately, that is a no-go on that. But since these are upgraded, we're going to set those back. Hopefully now we're going to be able to move a lot more materials. Because now that we have 2 trains delivering food, we are really pushing a lot of food down into this city. And so this was filling up pretty fast. So we want to stem that off. Another thing is somebody requested that I create a non-stop service from Indianapolis all the way to Philadelphia. So let's try to do that. We have to create a new line, obviously. We're going to make one all the way back here. And it's going to be the black line. And this is going to be Indianapolis to Philadelphia Express. So it's going to just crisscross the country here, back and forth. So we need to put a train on that line. It's going to be black. Let's get a big boy going here. I don't expect it to make a whole lot of money, but we got a little income to spare these days, so let's use that. That can go 87. That should be good. Den Einheitswagen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's set the Philadelphia Express. Now it won't collect any passengers because it's line specific. So there has to be a specific line before it'll pick up people for that line. But here is the glorious jet black system here. Good old big boy. Okay, now that that's done, let's look at getting the long crafting chain for the tools and machines. Look at the lovely amount of construction materials that we've got going on down here. We're only delivering construction materials to one city right now. We could improve that if we wanted to. Could, truck some in maybe to Green Bay. You could truck in food to Chicago. This would be probably a good spot here to truck some in, and then maybe down here. But you can see, I don't want to click on that. I want to click on, we don't have a stop down here. You can see the traffic is just backed up like crazy in here. And part of that is because that's the only route over the tracks. So we want to add another route over the tracks if we can. And do it like that. That should help ease that traffic a little bit. Ooh, looks like we got the Boeing 737, so probably be able to build a better airport. Yeah, we've got the medium airport now. So if we're going to have tools being made up here in Detroit, how are we going to deliver those and deliver all of the goods that it wants? It could try to use ships. A lot of people want me to try to use ships. So I could... Is that a road? It's a road. So I can move that around. Although it's such a straight shot that any wiggle in that will throw up this error. Train 38. What are you... Why are you complaining to me? You need to turn around, and you have a path. It's right there. Are you just too long? I think he's too long. He's still on the wrong track. So I'm going to have to send him to depot, remove one of his carriages, and then put him back on the line. Because he was sticking out of the station, he was still on this curved track part and not able to switch over to the straight track part. Glad I looked at that. So once he goes in, this train will start to move. I just need to remove one of his carriages and then set him back onto that line. And he should wait for that train to go through. And we'll see. We'll see if he does it. Because we've probably got other trains coming in here ready to go through. We got lots of passengers waiting because of that holdup, unfortunately. But we do have 2 for the express, which is good. All right, so Detroit. Now this process will span several episodes. I'm not expecting to have any major breakthroughs in how fast this is going to be. But I want to shove them into this station, and that's going to be tricky. I might have to move this construction material over to this line and then move these over to this line, and then bring a line up for deliver. Because we definitely need to deliver it with a train. So, how do I want to do this? This is going to get really messy really fast. Well, might as well just plop it down somewhere. Although, if I want to start moving stuff with the ocean or with the naval lines here, because if I use this area for steel, so I've got Pittsburgh right here. If I put steel here, I could move steel with ships up this channel and deliver them up here. So let's plan for that and put our machine factory right here, right close. Well, this is kind of hilly back here. Okay, so let's bend this in a little bit, get it a little bit further away from the area there, and plop that down. That's where it's going to be. And the next thing is a freight port, and we're going to have 2 terminals on this, just for safety's sake. Make sure that we can handle the capacity, and that should line up. It should connect. So this port, yeah, captures that. Now, I could also deliver wood, because you can kind of adjust what you send up here. So you can send wood planks or steel and plastic. So I recommend focusing on one. So if you don't want wood planks, then work on steel and plastic. If you plan on sending wood planks, forget about plastic and focus on those and steel. Just to keep the flow going. And when your demand gets high enough, then you'll be able to start focusing on more than one. But that's kind of way far in the future. So we're going to do cargo, terminal. I'm going to go 8 tracks and just go crazy with it. Like this. And that's a good angle already. So let's see if we can't connect these up here. And that was a very expensive placement, but I think in the end it's going to be needed because we're going to have so much material going in and out of there. Now, as far as a steel mill goes, I think this area is pretty good. Pittsburgh is pretty good. Buffalo, this area is pretty good for steel. So let's plan on doing steel over here. I mean, if I was going to build a steel mine or a steel mill, I would steel mill. There it is. I don't want to buy good shipping lanes. So again, we're going to place this near the water, but not right on the water. And we're going to have a port. And unfortunately, it's going to be facing the wrong way. That's one of the things. There is a mod, I believe, that allows you to swap the port onto the other side. But we're going to not use that. So right now, ships have to come in and then swing around and in instead of just pulling right up to it. I might look at adding that mod at a later time here and see if it's operational, see what the comments are on it. But this thing wants iron, coal to make steel. And we're going to want some serious amounts of iron and coal. This thing is going to just eventually start pumping out amazing amounts of steel. So I'm probably, if I'm going to move steel with boats, I'm going to want to bring in by train the iron and the coal. So let's plan on that. We're going to have 6 tracks. And these are going to come in on this direction here. And then for the road connection, I'm just going to connect that. We're going to tunnel underneath. Don't want to mess with that too much. So, coal we can pull from a few different places. So we got Philadelphia passenger. So this is clockwise, which is yellow. And we got the fishbowl. I think we're good on the fishbowl. It's faster, it's a little bit cheaper than the Mercedes. So we're going to do that, and yes. And this is Washington, D.C. So we're going to set this yellow fishbowl, yes. There we go. Okay, our coal, let's see, where is coal country? We have coal in this area. We could bring coal in from this way down here, but that would be kind of a long trip. So let's plan on bringing coal in from sort of the North Carolina, South Carolina area. Charlotte is North Carolina. So I want to kind of fit this in here somewhere. And so let's see. Coal mine. There it is. And this is going to be a rather expensive process. Because it's really mountainous in here. We're going to have to kind of get creative with where we're going to be pulling it from. So iron, I actually honestly don't know where iron comes from in this part of the country. Not sure where the iron is. So I'm just going to find a place maybe down here. Iron ore. And maybe the mountains. Maybe the mountains have some iron. So these lines are going to go right up here. We're going to have to probably skip over the top of this line to fit them in there. So first, let's give them a little bit of a road to connect to. Like that. And then start our service, which, let's see. I could actually do something like this and do a pass through. Oh, what do we get? Looks like a electric train car. So if I did a pass through this, let's do 4 on this one, pointing it sort of towards the coal. And then the coal, I need to point a little bit more north. And this one, I'm going to want 8. So this one is going to have to come up right like that. Unable to align terrain. Why? Why align terrain? Okay, so how about 4? Can you do 4? Can do 4. So I guess we're going to have to do 4. And just run the lines parallel to one another all the way up. But we'll have to do that next episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.